Hello, welcome to my channel, Just My Journey Through Grief. My name is Wanda Watson, and I wanted to get on here and start this channel basically because I wanted to try to reach out to some people who are going through the same thing I'm going through right now, or some of the same things I'm going through right now. Um, in 2025, May of 2025, I moved back home to Georgia to help see about my mom, who was not doing the greatest health wise, but we kind of had hope that she was going to get better and improve. But unfortunately, in July, she passed away. And that was a real hard, it was devastating. It was hard. You can never be prepared for grief. People say, oh, you can be prepared, prepare yourself, they're going to pass away. But I don't think with all the preparation, people try to say, get all these things in order and you can have all this stuff, lined up of, what you're going to do when that time comes. But the truth of the matter is, no one's really ever ready for someone, to pass away. And she passed away July 30th, 2025. And we were having a hard time dealing with that. It was really a hard time. And then right after that, a few weeks later, um, my niece's kid's dad passed away suddenly. And, it was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? People just passing away. It's just suddenly. And then lo and behold, almost 2.5 months later, my dad, he has a stroke and he passes away October 6th. So, even though they were, not even living in the same cities, the same state, it was just like back to back, people just passing away. Um, we had some other relatives that passed away, during that time as well. But, with grief, you think you're going to be okay. You can deal with it. It'll pass, and you start thinking that everything's gonna be all right. In your mind, it's like, okay, it's okay. I've accepted that she's gone. I've accepted that he's gone, and what we're gonna do now. So we preparing everything. We had a memorial for my mom, and then later on we had a memorial for my dad. In between, we had a memorial for um, my niece's kid's dad, and he was like a nephew to me. He was very dear to my heart, and um, it was just all of a sudden people just passing away back to back. We had my mentor from church where I grew up. She passed away, and then I had a cousin pass away. It's just death was just all over the place, and I'm like, thinking I'm gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine. We just deal with it one day at a time. And then I start realizing, I can't get past this. It's hurting all the time. I'm crying a lot. I'm not sleeping well, which I wasn't sleeping well, before that. But um, I just thought, what is going on? How am I going to get past this? What's going to make me better? And I was like, I could see a therapist or a psychiatrist or someone, but um, I just I just started talking about it some. I talked with my sisters. I reach out to them. Um, I have a cousin I'm very close with. She has been, encouraging me and trying to motivate me to get moving and to not be depressed, because depression comes in. You think you're fine, you think you're going to be okay, and you don't realize that everything around you has changed. Um, you're not getting up like you were with that zest to get up in the morning and get moving. You're sitting in the bed, you're laying down, you're sleeping, during the day, or you're taking a nap, or you just sit in front of the TV for hours, or playing a game on the phone, or you're just not doing the things you used to do. You're not getting up and moving. And then you don't realize, now I'm not combing my hair, I'm not brushing my teeth, I'm not taking a shower like I was doing, I'm not eating right, I'm not drinking enough water. Everything is just out of whack, and you don't know how to fix it. You think you can fix it, it's a quick fix, we can fix it, right? Not always, not always. And some days it's like everything's okay, everything's fine. I know she's gone, I know he's gone. I know that all the people that have passed away are gone, and that, okay, I can take a deep breath and I can keep going on through the day like nothing has happened. And then in the middle of the day, something will happen, and it'll make me think, oh my gosh, my mom's gone, she's not coming back. My dad, I can't call him up. I can't say, hey, what are you doing? Are you okay? What did you eat today? Did you get some rest last night? Um, And then you realize that that pain starts setting in, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I'm stuck. I'm in this hole. I can't get out of it. Then the tears start rolling because you start feeling that pain, and you don't know how to fix it. You don't know how to fix it. It's there. It's hurting. Um, and so my goal on here is to talk about some of those things, to talk about some of those days, to get on here some days when I'm not doing good. Right? Today I'm doing pretty good. Today is, if I had a 1 through 5 day, one day being, I'm doing really, really well, as far as I can think what I'm doing, and then 5 being I'm not doing, I'm not doing that well. I think today's probably a 3. Right now, today's a 3. It's sunny out, the wind is blowing. It's a clear sky, and so sometimes that helps when you look out and it's bright outside. And sometimes it doesn't matter if it's raining or if it's cold. It doesn't matter. The weather has nothing to do with it. It's just in that moment what you're thinking, what you're feeling on the inside, and how do you get past this pain you're feeling, and how do I get up and get motivated to keep going? And I started reading about grief and some of the stages of grief. Some of the stages of denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. And then some of the symptoms, you get your emotional, you get numbness, you're sad, you're angry, you're confused. And some of the physical things is, you have trouble sleeping, changes in your appetite, reduced energy, physical weakness. And then I think the one that gets me the most is cognitive, your poor concentration, your forgetfulness, difficulty making decisions. You want to do stuff, you want to plan to do stuff, you want to move ahead, but you're kind of stuck in this little wormhole. You can't get out of it. You can't shake it. There's no medicine that's going to make you feel better. There's no drug, no nothing anybody can say, no alcohol, none of that stuff. It doesn't make it go away. And you have to face it. I mean, I have to face it. So how can I get past this pain? How can I push past this pain that seems to be like a wall in front of me? And then I started thinking, if I talk about it, if someone says, oh, they give me some advice, and here you may make a comment and you may say, hey, I'm praying for you. That helps. Prayer is always number one for me because my faith is strong in God. And people say, well, if you have strong faith, why are you dealing with grief? You shouldn't even be grieving. Well, it's human nature. God designed us to feel pain. We all feel pain. We feel it in different ways. We handle it differently, but we all feel it at some point in our lives. If you haven't, you will. That's the human nature, from birth, from coming out of the womb. Once we are out of the womb, the first thing they do is they used to pat you on the behind and make you cry so they can get that life. You got that first, frustration of pain and life. And so you cry. And so it's a part of our makeup of who we are, our DNA, the way God designed us. And we'll talk about that too, about our faith and how trusting God and knowing God He's there with us. He's never leaving us, but He's also given us like some things in His Word to help us move forward, not just in His Word, but He will send people to encourage you. I want to be an encouragement to someone who's going through right now. I can't imagine. I never thought I would have to deal with the loss of my mother. I never thought about her being gone. And then you think about people who say, oh, she was a perfect mother. She did. My mother wasn't perfect. She had her issues just like I have mine. But the thing about it is, at a point in time in life, God gave me the opportunity to talk to her and for us to mend our fences. And so the mother that passed away was a mother I grew up wanting. And so I had her now, and then she was gone. Like in the blink of an eye, she was gone. And so it was different with my dad because I wasn't raised in the house with my dad. He wasn't there, my teenage years and growing up. But and the end of life, we were pretty close. I talked to him at least once or twice a month to see how he was doing, and had just had a conversation with him that week before he had his stroke. And he talked about the loss of my mom. He was grieving as well. He was dealing with his depression and his feeling a loss. And so, you know, having had contact with both of them in the end, and they weren't perfect people. We all have issues, but they were my parents. They were the only parents God gave me, and now they're gone. I can't. The questions I want to ask now, I start having all these questions all of a sudden. Now I have all these questions I want to ask them. How do you do this? Well, what if I did this? What could be the outcome of that? My mom was very adamant about giving us advice. We call her and say, "Hey, Mom, what do you think about this?" And she said, "Oh, you can do this, you can do that." And now that voice is gone. I never thought that she wouldn't be there. And so on this page, on this channel, I'm hoping that we can talk about some things that we're going through. You can write questions, you can put comments down. I would like for you to like the channel, to subscribe, and share it if you know anybody who's going through. Maybe we can all form a community to help reach people who are dealing with grief. And grief doesn't just mean, people who have died. You may have lost your job, you may have lost your home, you may have lost your family, through whatever addiction, or just people just decide they don't want to be a part of your life anymore. That happens in life. And for some people, that's a major thing, losing companionship, whether somebody you was in love with or somebody you were just friends with. It means a lot to some people, and grief and loss is very serious. And so, even saying that, let me say this: I am not a doctor, I'm not a physician, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm just someone who's going through, and I want to share with others so that hopefully, not only will it help other people, but it'll help me through this journey. I had an aunt who said to me right after my mom passed, she said, "Baby, I want you to know something, that this pain is never going away. You're never going to not miss her. You're never going to not long for your mother, because you only had one. There's only one person who can fill that spot for you." And so knowing that, it's kind of like I have to keep that in the back of my mind, realize that no matter what, she won't be back. She won't be back. I can remember the things she said to me as a child and as an adult. I can take those things and I can move forward with them. But right now, just dealing with the loss, just dealing with she's not here anymore. And so what I'm doing is trying to be supportive, seek support in this community here on YouTube. And I'm hoping that we can make some steps forward. Some days I'll get on here. I'm going to try to at least post a video at least 3 times a week. Depending on how I'm feeling, some days that may not be possible. Some days are better than other days, and so we'll try to move forward and post as many videos and have some positive things. Some days I may get on here and I may be doing a jigsaw puzzle. I love jigsaw puzzles. Some days I may be painting. Some days I may be coloring. I may just find something to share with you guys that can help us all. And if you have some things that you can suggest that might help me, I'm willing to listen to that. Now, having said that, I know we have a lot of negative people in this world, and if it's your goal to be negative, then I would just please ask you not to be on my page, on my channel. I don't want to. I will block you. I don't want to have to block anybody. I hope we can grow together. We can grow stronger together through this journey of grief. Again, I don't have any intentions of trying to present myself as someone that can help somebody. If you have a situation where your depression or your grieving or your sadness or whatever is causing you to want to hurt yourself, or you're not in great health, you need to seek a professional. There are many outlets. If you don't know, if you need help and you want to reach out and say, hey, do you know anybody can help me, in this city or this state? I don't mind looking it up and trying to get a number to you or get you in contact with someone that can help you. But I am not a physician. I am not on here trying to make people think I know all the answers, because I don't. It's a learning process. It's a process that not all of us, but some of us, many of us, will go through in our lifetimes with loss of parents or family members, siblings, or whatever it may be, the case may be. And so I'm hoping that we can share some things with each other. We can, on this journey of grief, we can get stronger. And again, if you would like, share, subscribe, and please make a comment. If you got something positive to say, all the positive words in the world would definitely help us through this time. And sometimes you may post on here and you never know who's reading your comment, and you may be an encouragement to someone else. So please, let's try to use this channel for growth, to help someone out. Again, if you need any help and I can be of assistance, I will. So hopefully, again, in a couple of days, I'll post another video, and we'll see where this journey takes us. All right. See you later.